dad eating wings with his kids.
You gotta splice that in. So
I will.
Welcome to the season finale for spring 2023 of Torched Ones. I'm Major Daniel Harrison for the New River Battalion. Welcome to Torched Ones, the show where we have answers to your burning questions and even how to wings. Today we're joined by 3 cadets and one very special guest. Hayden Gerver is our current battalion commander. He's a 4-year scholarship winner from Dover, Pennsylvania, where apparently tractors are a common conveyance to get to school. He did CTLT with the 4th Combat Aviation Brigade at Fort Carson, Colorado, and he hopes to branch aviation after he finishes his degree in the spring. Sorenna Jean is also a 4-year scholarship winner. She's from Williamsburg, Virginia, and she's the incoming battalion commander. She is a proud owner of Air Assault Wings. No doubt has a more proud father who's a former infantry officer. She's in the Esprit de Corps and the Growly organizations in the Corps of Cadets. And we don't necessarily know what she's going to do yet, but she's on track to be a veterinarian, which is very impressive. Christian Ceol is our incoming battalion command sergeant major, a 3rd 4-year scholarship winner. He's from Haymarket, Virginia, has a brother in the Corps of Cadets in Navy ROTC. He recently completed the very challenging Norwegian foot march with about 100 other cadets and cadre. Down the road, we're graciously hosted by VMI, and he did it in 3 hours and 45 minutes, which is very impressive.
Thank you, sir.
Finally, our most special guest, Griffin Armstrong. He is the redshirt sophomore long snapper for the Virginia Tech Hokie football team. He has already graduated from the University of Hard Knocks in Osan Air Force Base, South Korea. He is the son of the legendary storyteller, Lieutenant Colonel Kurt Armstrong, and the very beautiful Miss Amy Armstrong. And his goal is to gentrify athletes around the world. I might have had some help with you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. All right, what do you guys want to talk about today?
Well, sir, I want to talk about how hot the wings are. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit too nervous to read the Scovilles. You want to go ahead and explain what I'm facing here?
All right, you're going to start at 500 Scovilles, which is like, you know, my children probably do that. Make your way up the mountain to the top where you peak at 2.5 million Scovilles. Equivalency in jalapenos, because that's a unit of measure a lot of people know when it comes to heat. We'll be in the sauce transitions, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be there with you every step of the way.
This is only as spicy as a jalapeno.
Oh no.
Oh no. I thought.
You crossed the jalapeno threshold between here and here.
Oh, so right. Okay.
That's right,
Okay.
right there.
Yep, right.
It's going to be great. All of them are delicious. These are boneless wings from Ridiculous Chicken here in town. Cindy didn't have the chance to cook for you this time, but if you come back in the fall, we can give you the full treatment. You ready to get started?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I guess.
Go
Here we go.
Okay.
Dig in.
It also did taste good.
That's good.
See, I'm a wing freak. There's a wing fest in August in Roanoke, and I went last year. It is stunning. Like, it's just like 30 vendors, and it's just a bunch of wings. Like, there's root beer flavored one, bourbon.
Wings?
Yeah, I ate it. It was good. There's like really spicy ones.
Root beer
There's like
wings.
medium ones. It's awesome.
Sir Manfield, let's get that on the calendar. Very cool. That's good information.
You're welcome. I thought that I would say because we're eating wings.
So Griffin, spring training's been going on for a hot minute.
Yes.
What's your daily routine, and what did you not expect to do this spring?
Okay, so typically wake up around 5:30, 6 a.m., go to the facilities, have breakfast, go to meetings around 7:30, and as a long snapper, we don't have to go to those other meetings like the offense defense meetings where we go meet with our special teams coordinator and analyst. We talk about what's going on, what's going to be happening throughout the practice, which is about 20, 21, 22 periods. Go warm up, which we warm up probably 40 minutes before everyone else gets out there. We're snapping, hunting, kicking, doing everything we can to just make sure we're ready to go. Then about the beginning of practice, we have our punt period. We do some field goals, and then around 10 minutes into practice, we head out, we go to our individual stuff, whether we're working, our form, we're working on some drills. You know, all the punters go do their thing, snappers we do our thing, and then afterwards, after about a 2-hour practice, we finish up at 10:30, 11:30. I head out, go to class, and you know, typically get to class from 12 to 2 o'clock. Go back to the facilities, watch some film, do a little workout, do some stuff for recovery, whether that's getting in the hot tub, getting in the cold tub, whatever I got to do to make sure I'm ready for the next day. Something I didn't expect would be probably all the free time we get as specialists to just really make sure we're locking in our craft. You know, 'cause we're not like a linebacker. We're out there all the time. If we have one bad rep, it can actually really mess up a guy's head. So we gotta find time to collect ourselves, work on our own craft. So when punt time comes around, or you know, field goal period comes, we're ready to go. We're locked in.
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause all eyes are on you.
Absolutely.
And if you do your job well, probably 5 people say something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Literally everyone has something.
A snapper's favorite thing to see on Twitter is when there's nothing on Twitter. When people are talking about the offense and defense and not the snappers. If people are talking about you as a snapper, that's a bad thing.
So Hayden, as the outgoing battalion commander,
Sir.
what's your favorite memory of this semester? Especially if there was something you didn't see coming, but you really enjoyed being the cadet commander of this organization. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of favorite memories. My favorite thing in general, and I actually just mentioned this at the BMS yesterday, but I loved walking around at FTX and finding people that were sleeping, and then I'd dive on the ground next to them, and I'd go into the prone and just look at the reaction on their face when they woke up, and they looked over and they saw me. Like, what's going on? They didn't know they were getting they were pulling out a notepad, getting ready for Gawa. I was like, I'm asking you what the Gawa is. I'm excited to hear it. That was a lot of fun. I just really enjoyed being able to go out and just kind of talk to everybody I possibly could. You know, my biggest thing was to be present and to engage. And I love doing that. Every time I got an opportunity to wake up early and go out, I would do it. Definitely a memory in my mind, I don't know if that's my favorite, would be the rainy ACFT. When I showed up and I vowed to take it first, so I could, you know, be there the rest of the day and see everybody as they went through. And then I slowly realized that I probably should have offered to take it last. But all is well.
Awesome. Sorenna, incoming battalion commander. What kind of culture do you want to build in the new battalion in the fall semester?
Honestly, it's kind of a stem from his. My biggest thing for anything is just knowing your people and caring about them. So the biggest thing that we're going to try and work on is just unit cohesion. We want people to want to show up, to want to win, and actually care about not only their company, but also just their MS class level. So mainly just emphasizing that winning mentality that I don't think we really had this semester. Not because of anything that happened, it's just sometimes people give up too early. And I want people to want to try and do the extra things, want to go out for the challenge, the Army 10 miler, go out for the extra rucks, stuff like that. So winning mentality, caring about the people around you, and just emphasizing being engaged at all times.
If you take care of your people, they're going to accomplish the mission no matter what it is, right? So it starts with the human beings that you're doing hard stuff with. If they want to be there and they want to do it together, you're going to get it done no matter what it is. Anything you guys want to ask me?
Yeah, so sir, we know you were a cadet as well. Just feel like we don't often get to hear too much about. So first, what company were you in when you were at West Point?
I started in D1, Go Ducks. So the way that it's
The Mighty Ducks.
Well, sometimes we had that joke, absolutely. Quack, quack, quack was something we had to say as
Oh,
leads as
no.
freshmen. But there's 4 regiments there, so you got 8, I think there's 9 companies now in each regiment. So D1 means I was in the 1st Regiment Delta Company. And then the way it changes there every couple years, and I think here in the Corps, the sophomore shuffle is similar. Normally after your first year, you get moved to another company, so you kind of get tabula rasa, fresh start. You get the chance that maybe you weren't the best freshman at all these things. You get a new start as a class to kind of build a new reputation. So I went to A2, the Spartans, This was actually right before the movie 300 came out. That came out in junior or senior year. So we obviously liked that a lot. It was a great organization. I still talk to a lot of those cats to this day. So yeah, hey, D1 and A2.
My sister was B4.
Ah, my brother was F4.
The Buffalo.
Buffalo, still the
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You guys ready to jump up a little bit?
Yeah.
It's good.
I feel like we don't get a choice.
It's
but-
good.
No, we're gonna do it
Hey,
either way.
they're all
There's
tasty.
like legit spice.
So, Christian, you're the incoming battalion commander sergeant
Yes,
major.
sir.
What leaders are you drawing on as you're in that position? Who are you trying to emulate as the CSA?
On the cadet battalion, pretty popular name, Austin Askew, had a big effect on me when I was a freshman. As a first sergeant, he was always, everyone talks about leading from the front, and they want to do it during the rucks and the ACFTs, and I think Hayden did a fantastic job of doing it day in and day out. That's a big, how I want to be. So Austin always showed up, shaven, ready to PT. He would show up 10 minutes before anyone else. We were meeting him at PT. He was next to the guideline smiling, right? And it really struck me, like, everybody is tired in the morning. A lot of the time, you don't want to be there. You've got assignments going on. But he was that leader to take 15 to 10 extra minutes in the morning to wake up before he left his room and leave all his negative feelings or whatever behind closed doors to be there for us. That's probably one of the biggest leadership things I want to bring in. And then also just Gracie Schwab, get me, just her unrelenting positivity. I want to always be able to motivate people and also hold people accountable who need to be held accountable, but don't motivate others.
Absolutely. Yeah, Gracie's set a great precedent for you to follow. She's very sad. I think she's sad, even if she's feigning maybe being sad about not being interested, but she had a class. But
Yeah.
she's here in spirit, and she helped to go to the script, so she helped us make the script.
We'll have to get her back.
Last leaders, so I know I'm kind of rambling on here, and this is super. Everyone's gonna laugh at me, but David Goggins has been such a big thing in my life. When I look back at my career progression, adult progression, I was really complacent up until honestly like halfway through freshman year. I didn't really have many passions in high school. I didn't care about sports. I didn't care about being part of a team. Like, you know, I was kind of self-centered. I worked and I had my car, and that was pretty much it in high school. And I remember I saw this video from David Goggins. Basically, he said, "Stop being a weak person," and that's just stuck with me constantly. And people love to hate on the guy, but then he'll go out and run 100 miles a week, right? So you can't fake work, and I really respect that from him.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, discipline and commitment. Right? Those are the things we need from each other and the things we owe each other. So we build that collectively, but you've got to draw on personal inspiration. I mentioned this to one of the groups who did this, but they asked me historical figures I was interested in. And a guy you probably like is named Griffin Ceol. He wrote a book called The Book of Five Rings, and then also he wrote these precepts called the Dakota, which it sounds like might align with some of your goals. So check it out. All right.
What kind of car was that?
V6
Blue Mustang.
It's a V6.
Bright blue.
I bought it myself,
V6.
and then I graduated to motorcycles.
He sold his beautiful car for a motorcycle. Where do you put your groceries?
Put in little side bags, and I
Carry a backpack, but that's my biggest worry.
carry a backpack with me.
Anyway, that's what I thought when you bought it. Low key, or like when you got home, do your parents put on that?
Yeah, my dad has a truck, and having a sibling here, he has to come down. So it's kind of convenient.
So you only have, like, what do you do when it rains? Or
You just go.
You suck it up, you deal with it, you take the train home. Shout out Brennan Gogol, actually, Cadet Gogol lives near me in Haymarket. So I hit him up before. I've rented the trailer, threw on the back of his. If you've ever seen his truck, it's an F350 with horns on the front.
Yeah.
And the exhaust is big. I get to ride in there with him, tow the bike. It's not too bad.
Sorenna, you are very proud of your air assault. And you seem to have actually enjoyed air assault school. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really enjoy air assault school when I went. What did you find that was so much fun?
Honestly, when I didn't expect to get a slot, I put in my name my freshman year because I just wanted to go for something, and I thought, wouldn't it be fancy if that happened? And then I was in the car with, it was actually Austin Askew, Caleb Kerr, and Jack Ryle, who's my mentor. And they opened the list that was only sent out to the threes, and they just said, Sorenna. And I was like, yeah, what's up? And they're like, you did it. And I was like, what did I do? And they're like, you got a slot. And I was like, seriously. So when I got there, I kept a positive mentality, but I wasn't terrified of aerosol except for day 0. It was the obstacle course. I'm physically fit, but I struggle with like a wall. There's like this slanted wall, so I was like, this is gonna be the thing. So after I passed it, like I felt like $1 million. So I was just happy to be there, and then I took every day like a little bit scared, but I was just happy to keep moving forward. And also my roommate was awesome. She's from Clemson. She's actually at the Norwegian Foot March
Oh, no
this
way.
weekend. Yeah, PJ did. She came up, like he texted me. He's like, MJ says hi, and she's sad. She's not here. I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, so I wasn't really scared. I was just happy to be there. And then when I got my wings, I was happy to get there. So I went with Jack Island and Jeff Jensen. So I was also a 2 stud, and they kept me going. So.
Well, that's a key thing. The people around you pick well if you get to pick, and be the person you want to be around. They can make a great experience. If they've been negative Nancy, it's dragging you down. So, hey, talk to us about the Charlie Crocs and the infamous Fifth Squad.
Oh, yes. Well, Fifth Squad may exist, and it may not. You never really know. This is kind of day in, day out. I remember it was my year that I served as a PSG that we had originally made the Fifth Squad. So it was a brand new transition, and we made this Fifth Squad, and it's when all the seniors transferred away from HHC, because it used to just be every senior was essentially in HHC. Now they returned back to their companies. They serve as trainers and leaders and mentors, and they all joined the Fifth Squad of First Platoon. All the seniors from the company, one squad. And you can only imagine how that goes. So it was an interesting experience. We had a lot of 5th years that would live off campus, so if they didn't wake up for PT, there was no way of chasing them down and waking them up. I'm very excited. There's been a lot of rumors being stirred that I may be the Fifth Squad leader. I guess we'll see. I don't know if I'm cut out for it, to be honest.
Battalion commander,
But not
Charlie
Fifth Squad.
1.
That's a
Fifth
different
Squad.
animal. That's a different animal.
Your leadership can often be the most challenging, especially when you guys have a lot of other things going on. I'm pretty confident we'll figure it out.
I've seen the account. I know what it looks like, for accountability across the battalion. You talk about accountability at Fifth Squad. It's a little bit harder, I promise.
Different game.
Different animal.
Christian asked Major Harrison about his hair, but since we covered that in the last episode, we decided to skip through that, and now the entire panel will go on to talk about their own hair stories.
I shaved my head before basically every deployment because I didn't want to deal with it normally takes you, it did, in those deployments, a week or something to get in, so I didn't want to mess around with having, needing a haircut en route, so it was like part of the ritual was just shave the whole dome.
I couldn't
say,
do that. You got the whole blow.
No.
It's very free.
Very free. You can feel the wind on your head.
Well,
You would have done
down.
that. We would not.
We've actually talked about hair a lot.
Hayden and I have been through it.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing here.
It happened.
Military college.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was tears shed.
Oh, I'm aware.
I had very similar. I had a moment.
Did you believe I had blue hair
No.
spring of my senior year for the
I
state
could see
wrestling
it.
tournament?
I could see it.
Yeah. And then,
You don't go for it.
because I knew I was going to have hair for much longer because I was accepted. And, I enjoyed it while I had it.
And then it was
I
gone.
mean, I had blue hair my senior year. My homecoming game in football.
There you go.
Yes.
Wow.
Our colors were black and blue, so I was like, you know what? Dye blue.
Well, ironically, our colors were black and orange, so I don't really know where the blue came from, but I went with it.
It was like an electric blue or like a navy blue, dark blue.
I guess more electric. I mean,
Nice.
it was. I don't see any equivalent. It was pretty serious. It wasn't infantry blue, so in hindsight, mistake. Should have picked the right hue of blue. You guys ready? Now this is where it gets fun. This is JoJo's Mojo from Republic of Floyd in Floyd. So if you ever visit Floyd, you can go to the store. Their
I've
sauces.
been there.
What are we at right now? What's the skill level now? High.
Don't worry about it.
Just like
It's definitely gonna be one that just
Take a
gets
guess.
worse as time goes on.
the
Oh.
plank, you just exist and you do it.
I gotta talk to the
Yeah,
blank.
it's
I don't
getting
know if
worse
I'll be
as
able
it
to talk
goes
through
on.
this.
Bridget's
Honestly, I think it's my favorite part of the ACP. I'm not even like It's good like resting period. And
You don't even
genuinely,
have
when
to
you do it with other people,
You can talk to
you get
them.
to hang out and talk, just kind of chop it up,
My
and
favorite
then all of a
place.
sudden you're at 3 minutes. And then
Exactly.
you're
I was
like, "Oh, I have
told-
45 seconds left.
I was told I helped many people
He helped me.
pass the flying
Yes.
max it out.
Huh?
And I told
Dad jokes.
some dad jokes, which I do from time to time. Yeah. What's 1,000 times better than Instagram, sir? Insta killer.
So Griffin, you will finish your bachelor's degree next year.
Yes.
You plan to go right into grad school.
I do.
What are you gonna study?
I want to go into
So is that part of the HNFE? It's
exercise science.
So is that part of HNFE?
It's
You good?
Yeah. Just took a deep breath.
it is. It's more like in the science of nutrition, food, and exercise use, or science, something like that.
What's the appeal?
So the reason why I really want to do it is like you said in the introduction, I really want to get into training athletes. My plan is to be a personal trainer, but not just like your average Joe. I really want to train those elite athletes that have the potential to go somewhere in their lives, in their sport. So I've talked to several professors and people I look up to as mentorship, and they're all saying, yeah, this is what you should get into.
I've got a book recommendation for you too. From these guys been studying mental toughness, how to build it. He advises a lot of pro sports teams and all kinds of organizations. He works at kind of the equivalent organization at West Point Ventures in the fall. Really cool, really book. Definitely something you probably enjoy.
There's a few books that I really enjoy on that stuff, but mental toughness. So I'm talking about this because this is something that one of my old professors researched a lot of. What is mental toughness? Is it real? Is it not real? Or is it just a category of things?
Sure.
So mental toughness is a real thing, obviously, but it's also just a whole bunch of persistence and all these other things.
Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. Yes, sure. Some people have more willpower than others by default, but you can build capacity.
Absolutely.
Most people need tools. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My nose is
All right. Well, if you're ready for a kick, let's kick it up a notch with a new event here on Torsion Ones. This is called Over Under.
Okay.
You have to guess if the real fact is above or below what I quote to you. If you win, you get to celebrate in your awesomeness. If you don't, you get to spin the wheel of death.
The Wheel of Death.
We've got 5 other sauces of varying intensity, and the way you do this, you just come up and flick the arrow, and what it lands on is the sauce you're going to add to a new wing. Everybody clear on the rules?
Yeah.
Got it.
It's
We're
gonna
gonna
be
be
it's gonna be super fun.
Yeah.
So, is the number of sold out games in the 57 seasons of football played in Lane Stadium over or under 100?
Number of sold out games since 1957.
Nope. There have been 57 seasons
Oh.
played in Lane Stadium.
I think we had 1 or 2 last year. So let's go over. I'm just gonna say over.
Under.
I'm gonna go with Christian. I'm gonna go over.
Okay.
Over is correct.
Thank God.
It's 108. Clemson was the 100th
Yeah.
in 2017. Interestingly, though, this is kind of cool. There was a streak of 93 straight home games sold out from 1998 to 2023.
Jeez.
Oh, 93 straight. I didn't stand a chance.
Hayden, would you like to explore now, or do you want to wait until the end?
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
here we go. All right,
Get it close
give her a spin.
All right.
You probably want to flip
Lick it.
Yep.
Okay.
all right, you got the ghost.
Means there's a ghost.
Goes to saffron. All right, we'll cut this.
Oh man.
All right, Hayden, go ahead. Goes to saffron.
Saffron sounds good.
Yeah, awesome.
Over 100 meters. How about that?
One bite.
What is the
all right.
Scoville? Oh wait, you're not gonna tell us.
I think Ghost of Saffron's around 70,000 or so.
Man.
I've had worse.
We're gonna have one.
All right.
Sadly.
Was the founding year of the Heidi Titans over or under 1899?
Under.
No, over.
I'm feeling.
Over 1890. I think like the heyday was all the presidential.
I'm a no vote.
Worn out places, worn out faces.
Where'd you go? I want over. I'm gonna go under. I'm certain.
I don't know. 1899. 1872.
Yes, he's correct. That is right.
I'll go under.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go under.
All right, so who's over and who's under?
He's
Over.
over.
We're under.
It is under. 1892.
That was
Prior to that,
Trust me.
Okay.
I'm a
It's
tour
fine.
guide.
I was too. I just left. She did it
He
longer
could.
than I did.
Go.
Too busy.
she had the confidence. But prior to that, at least as early as 1883, there was a local choir, or excuse me, a local music group from the community called the Glade Cornet Band that played music. So, Christian, spin the wheel.
dun dun dun.
Streaming mortis.
Yep.
Genuinely.
You go, Christian.
Okay.
Enjoy your fries.
I'm looking for
What is the Scoville of this?
hot is what it said.
I think it's 50,000.
Oh, alright.
Oh, there are some more dangerous options up there, but hey, all right, here we go. This one's for all the marbles. The first Army ROTC class at Virginia Tech. Over or under 1960?
Over.
16.
First Army.
Army ROTC. Okay.
Over.
I'll say it's under. Because I feel like 40 years after this started Virginia Tech. And we were
Think about global conflicts.
I'm trying to think of the rock.
World War One.
So we have that rock on Upper Quad that you salute as you walk. That's flagpole means. I'm trying to think because that has names that. I guess that wouldn't really matter because they dropped off most of it.
I'm
Alright.
with under.
I'll go with over.
So
I'm
over,
gonna guess it's like
under, over,
It's gonna be a year.
Okay, so it's half and half. So two
I feel like
people
it's gonna
are
be
taking
1 year
away.
off again. Now you're my guess.
It is over.
Yep.
1917.
What did I say?
Why?
Do that one.
Okay, I get this one. Wait,
All right.
too. Yeah.
Oh wait, that's not a good one. That's not a good one.
He just one bite.
All right.
Where you at?
That's not a good
No.
flavor.
I don't remember.
That's what I was thinking. It's spicy, but it wasn't.
No,
Which one?
flavor's
Sweet
just
chili.
bad.
The sweet chili on this one.
The flavor is weird on that one.
That was good. The sweet chili.
Was it
I
bad?
agree. That's not bad. It's just
The splash
Flavor.
I've liked every single one I've tried. Good flavor.
I didn't like the flavor profile. My tongue is just
It's too
it's
sophisticated.
highly advanced.
Yeah.
And here comes the
With all
tear.
those powdered eggs you ate. With all those powdered eggs you ate. You had a new appreciation.
Yeah.
for that
And
food.
Bryson.
All right. Does anyone have a question for me before we jump up?
First car, first concert, favorite superhero.
Oh,
Go.
he had three.
Whoa.
First car was the truck that my brothers and I shared, which was a 1980 extended bed, extended cab F-150 in that really awful tan color that
Oh.
only the 80s produced. Had 2 gas tanks, and we called it the truck.
No, that's
Very
cake.
nice.
That
It earned that moniker. What was the next one? I'm sorry.
First concert.
concert.
First concert I remember.
That works. I'm getting there.
That's a great question.
Stumped it.
Right? No, it was not Metallica. I had to grow up to get to go to see Metallica, which was a lifelong blessing. No, I think my first actual concert was Incubus, and Hoobastank opened for him. It was the Honda Civic tour. I met my girlfriend there.
UVA one?
No.
Oh, the one that you stayed with?
And
Nancy.
nope.
Oh.
Not my wife. Not my wife. But yeah, it was a great concert. They did a great job. First girlfriend I met there, she actually went to Pulaski High School. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. What was the last one?
Favorite superhero?
Oh, Batman.
I was
Easy.
gonna say Batman.
Wolverine's like a very close second, but Batman, because specifically, yes, Batman has brawn, but it's about how he uses his brain. That's the difference, right? Batman keeps up with the most dangerous supervillains because of his brain, not because he can do, BJJ. Though he can.
Yeah.
You ready?
No, we bumped it up.
You're ready. This is unique garlic. It is delicious, but it's a significant increase.
Right.
What is this little film? Actually, don't tell me. Actually, don't tell me. No, don't.
Oh wow.
I can't feel it because of the last one.
There you go.
I feel it. And it is. Oh no, he's shaking.
It's good. It's good. Floating along the room. So, Christian, what's one of the best kept secrets about being on the skipper crew that you're allowed to talk about?
You get to meet all the cool celebrities they have come on the field because it's like a big PR stunt to take a picture with Cannon. So we'll all just be hanging out, and then Command Sergeant Major Willie, crew huddle, and then Glenn Youngkin will just spawn out of nowhere. Or we had
That's cool.
we had a few of the Steelers football players come when Mike Vick came. That was just this year, and then a lot of international government kind of my realm. I'm pretty into like geopolitics. We've got some French and other European counterparts who will come. That is probably the best kept secret. But it's not really a secret though. I mean, we're on the field. Everybody gets to see it.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, often when you're like down in front of a bunch of people, you think everyone's looking at you.
Everyone's looking at that.
You.
Everyone's looking at that.
That's true. Everybody's definitely looking at you.
Yeah, and then we're always in the corner of the opposing team's end zone. So we do kind of like this is just me. They're not even looking at me, but I think I'm like staring into the eyes, like putting in fear, getting ready for you guys. But they're like this big. I'm 5'8", so
You got
it's kind of rough.
You got supporting fires to the
5'8" to 6'4" sporting fire, sir. I do what I can.
I love it. We're gonna keep the train rolling with Explain That Graham. This is one of our favorite things from Hot Ones, where I'm gonna show
Use some pictures that seem like there's a story.
you some pictures that seem like there's a story behind them, and you got to tell us what happened or what you remember. So Hayden, what's going on here?
Oh yes.
That's a good picture.
This was the first
That's awesome.
home game post-COVID that we played against UNC, which the last time we had seen in person at Virginia Tech, we went to 6 overtimes. Ultimately, this led to a not only sold-out game, but there was way more people there than were supposed to be. After the game, we won, and the cadets just started storming the field, and it was kind of just a spur of the moment. I found Braxton Burmeister, and I was like, hey man, like, great game, you did fantastic. I was like, I don't know what's come over me, but let's swap jerseys. He's like, what do you mean you don't have a jersey? I was like, I got it. Wow. So I just swapped my jersey and took a picture with him. Thought it was just cool. It was just part of that trend, you know, and you see all over social media. Posted it. Sons of Saturday actually picked it up. They picked it up. Next thing I know, I'm on ESPN. Sons of Saturday has me on their podcast. I'm going all over. The next week, I was on Barstool, ESPN. I mean, there were so many different accounts I couldn't even keep up with. And then the next week, I went to a concert in Raleigh, North Carolina. And a gentleman there in the middle of the crowd was like, dude, I know you. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, dude, you're all over my Instagram, man. He's like, check it out. He's like, you that kid? I was like, yeah, I'm that kid. And it's still like, even to this day, I still get asked about it. I remember over the summer on my way to CTL, we were about ready to fly into Colorado Springs. And then man behind me. I was wearing my assault pack, and the man behind me tapped me on the shoulder, and he was like, "Oh, like nice assault pack, yada yada." He's like, "You going to Fort Carson?" I said, "Yeah." Turns out he was a captain in the Army. He was traveling out there, and he went to Virginia Tech. So as we're sitting there talking, and at this point, it's been well over a year and a half since I had swapped jerseys, and he just kept looking at me. He's like, I knew you were a cadet at Virginia Tech. I was like, yeah. So we got to talking, and I said, yes. It was real funny, you know. I said I was a cadet private in the Corps. And then so I had jersey swapped. The next thing I know, Commandant Staff is giving me challenge duties. I was like, so it was a very unique year that I went through. A lot of rush of emotions, highs and lows. And he said, that was you? Instantly starts texting his buddies from Virginia Tech, like, I'm with the cadet that took the picture. This is awesome. Yeah, I think I got like a selfie with him and stuff because he wanted it. And I was like, sir, thank you. I was like, sir, do you want an autograph? I don't know what to do.
Who was the constable?
Oh, Luke Combs.
Oh, nice. Cool. Sorenna, what's going on?
Oh, I actually love that picture. I'm Growly. So I'm the PR person for Growly, so I'm the Instagrammer. So
What is Growly?
it's the core dog. We have a core dog, and he lives in the dorms with us. I'll get to live with him next semester. Exciting. But I run his Instagram page at VP Growly, so please follow. We have a lot of followers. It's 14,000.
I'm one of them.
As you should be. As you should be. But I'm in charge of posting. So there was a helicopter that landed on the drill field a year and a half ago. It was actually one of the Air Force.
Yep, Major Cade.
Yeah, Major Cade.
Yep.
So he was the pilot of it, and so I asked him if I could get the dog in the helicopter. And he's like, "Of course, dude, go in." And I was like, "Sick." So it actually got a lot of likes. So I was excited because apparently people really liked having a dog in the helicopter. So.
I mean, that's combining two beloved things: dogs
and helicopters. Exactly.
It's
And
like peanut butter chocolate.
so yeah. But then I got in the picture with him because I just wanted to. That's one of my favorites.
Christian, what happened?
Oh. Alright. Oh man. Alright.
Mouth is open.
That's how he's.
One of the better naps of this semester. I'm a big believer in naps. Yeah.
This FTF.
I do a lot of yeah, I was ranging. Alright, so I was on the first bus to get transported from Zurich to the range. And so we get to the range and nobody was there, which was really nice because I qualified 3 times. And anytime I've done dot 40 qual before that, it was Ranger Challenge, which got it got canned because the targets weren't moving right. So we got to qual 3 times. And they finally were like, all right, we got another group, we gotta get y'all up. So we were sitting on a rush for probably like 40 minutes and I had ear pro on me, and I was like, what's that? But there's nothing stopping me. There's no correct training going on. So I took my rifle, I put it in my hand, like a good soldier. I took my PC, I put it down a little bit over my eyes, put my ear pro in, and I clocked out. Evidently I started snoring, and so my mouth was open. So I get smacked awake, and I stood right up, fell over because my leg was asleep. And luckily, Colonel Cockbill thought it, he's got a good humor, so he thought it was funny. But I was really nervous when I first woke up because I was in a little bit of trouble. Luckily, I did have security of my control of my weapons. It was a good nap. I did get sunburned on the face, though. I'm still feeling from it.
I think most of the platoon has a picture of him asleep.
I had my sleep system in my rug.
That's a good nap right there.
It was great. In the sun, too. I was warm. I had my uniform on. We had woken up early. We go on buses. So.
I've fallen asleep in a lot of places. So.
I'm a big,
it's a skill set.
So I used to work for a movie company, and I worked with a lot of ex-convicts, pretty hardened dudes. So they taught me some bad things. They taught me some really good things, genuinely. And one of the things was a lot of them stayed for prison. And he was like, you gotta sleep wherever you can.
All right, Griffin, you owe us all an explanation. What's going on?
Oh God.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So that was back in Ruston, Louisiana, my old institution, and me and my folks, I was moving in my second apartment in Ruston, and we're downtown. We're just walking into these shops, checking out what's going on inside. My mom wanted to shop in like an arts and crafts shop, and it also had some stuff about the college I was at. what was in there, some merch. So we walked around, I saw that
poster,
yeah, lifestyle sculpture, whatever. I would say it's sculpture.
Bob
Yeah.
Ross.
That Bob Ross, and I was like, man, I need a photo next to that. So I grabbed a paintbrush and like a notebook that was there, and I pretended to be Bob Ross, and I was looking over at my sister. I'm like, hey, make sure I'm in the right, I look exactly like him. So she's like, sure. I'm like an idiot, and I was like, yes, it's hilarious. Shout out to Maddie, and my friends saw it. They were like, dude, the resemblance is uncanny. I was like, yeah, I know, right? So
You just got a fro.
I used to have a fro. Yeah, back when I lived in Spain, I called it hockey hair. My hair went all the way down to my back, and there's a photo of it somewhere. Hopefully you don't have it. Not yet. Gotta keep that. Keep my unlocked. And I did have a super long, like afro, but it didn't go up. It went all down. It was so awesome. Awesome. I had it when I was playing rugby. It would stick out of my helmet.
They allow you to do that. Is there like hair
Yeah,
standards for the helmet?
There's no hair standards. No. I will say, at my old institution, because my hair was so long, they had to give me a helmet size bigger. So when I cut it, they were like, "Wow, I cut my hair. Wow, your helmet's a little bit big." I'm like, I couldn't tell you why. No clue.
No clue.
Now, since you are a special guest, you get a second picture. This is because there's also something very special to all of us.
Oh.
So, tell us what's going on.
Oh God, don't show that.
There it is in the background.
So that was in Busan Air Force Base in Songsan, South Korea. That was going into my senior year of high school. I needed some workout. I needed some shirts to wear like underneath. No, I didn't. Not at all. It's too hot. I'm gonna go to substation 2 after that. Oh, we were snapping. That was when I was learning how to snap. I mean, every day I went out there, snapped 100 balls to 150 balls, 6 days a week. The only day I didn't snap typically was on Sundays for rest. I snapped, and that's how I got to where I am now. It's just snapping, working. Shoot, I do it every day. Here, get better every day. In fact, what day is it? Thursday? Yeah, tomorrow I have to snap again. And I typically snap at here at Lake Stadium. And I go in there to the indoor and I snap for about an hour. But
Who was your partner?
the best aviator in the Army that is now retired. My dad, Lieutenant Colonel Christian Ceol, or as I call him, my dad. Old man. And that's back when he was stationed, when we were stationed in South Korea. And yeah, that was a good time. So that's how me and my dad really bonded. Football and snapping. He pushed me more than anyone else. I mean, the two most important people I've ever had in my life for football and for mentorship was my dad and my adopted uncle, Cliff Anders, who actually played here at BT from 95 to 2000. Last game was the national championship game. So, two most influential people.
Two good people to have in your.
Definitely. If I needed something, they'd be there.
Well, we all know Colonel Armstrong from his time with ROTC. He's an inspirational person, so it's pretty cool to see, what the gift he's given you, this discipline, this focus, and this skill that you've developed. Watching down playing stadium or worship field. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that my dad always taught me from a young age all the way to now, he's always saying, don't quit, never give up. Give 100% to whatever you're doing. So that's something I keep near and dear. Whatever I'm doing, whether it's academics, football, Not with these wings, because I can't do it. Sorry.
This is too
Can't.
No, it's way too much.
What are you gonna do for the next time?
We'll fight through a mental toughness.
Something like that.
Before we jump up, any closing questions? What's your favorite?
I'm asked last. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Get out of there.
am
What's your
terrible.
favorite memory?
Here? Oh, in the Army.
Yeah.
My first favorite memory was graduating Ranger School. That was a very long journey, and it was something I literally wanted to do since I was a kid. So that was pretty cool to be standing at a really interesting place, finally having achieved something that I had literally spent years of my life wanting and training. Second favorite memory, visiting an orphanage in Afghanistan, bringing the kids clothes and toys and stuff that were donated by a bunch of my teachers back at Rural Retreat, including now Principal Alan Rouse, who's the principal for my daughter's elementary school, she lives in kindergarten, elementary. The teachers and students and band together to support us, send us a bunch of care packages so that we could help out these orphans in a place where there just wasn't a lot going on. So we got to jump rope with them and give them jackets and just make their day. That was pretty cool. It's awesome.
I think that's something people often include about the military is that they're helping people.
Yeah.
You know, they're giving back to communities.
There are a lot of roles to play. I'm an infantryman, so that's not my primary job. But it's definitely something I really enjoyed doing. And doing it on.
What were your initial thoughts when you heard you were going to come to ROTC? Did you want to come?
Oh yeah.
Haven't I told you guys this story?
So I was.
Hey,
I've never.
I'm
Let's
not
say it
supposed
again.
to be here.
Yeah.
I was actually headed to England last summer. I finished some jobs the Army wants you to do as a maneuver officer, and then I was going to where they needed me, which was to be an observer, controller, trainer, equivalent at one of the British combat training centers, Women's Training, which was a really cool job. I was really fortunate to be able to do that, but ran into some administrative stuff getting the family over. They would have been delayed. So my branch manager, who was a great American and I owe a debt of gratitude to, I did get him a bottle of bourbon initial.
There you go. What type of
He's a
bourbon?
great guy. I'll show you afterward. It was some good Kentucky bourbon because I was in Kentucky.
There you go.
It was appropriate. But we've been working on this process for months, and he's like, hey, sometimes the machine keeps grinding on and people get caught in the gears and kind of caught you. This is where personal leadership really matters. He could have absolutely been like, sorry man, tough luck. But that's not what he did. It's like, the system has failed you, but we're not going to let you down. So where do you want to go? And I was here at home on leave, help out Virginia Tech Army RC. It was not an option. It wasn't in the marketplace. And without a strange set of circumstances like this, I would have done it. His response was, we can do that. And I had what's called a request for orders a couple days later. Got my orders immediately after, which is like the proof. And I started work less than a week later. Nobody knew I was coming. I called Miss Harry, and I explained what was going on. She's like, oh, well, we're really excited. She transferred me to Colonel Cogville, and he's like, we had no idea. I was like, sure, I didn't know anything until today, but here I am. I'll see you on Monday. And it was pretty. The first person I met was your dad in Upper Quad as they're doing cadre preparation for New Cadet Week. Walked around, showed me the grounds, read me onto the human terrain as someone else very people-oriented will do. And yeah, that's how I got here, and it was really cool.
I remember how I met you, sir. It was I just got back from CTLT. I was 2 weeks late to school because I was in Fort Carson, Colorado, and I was actually in talking to Major Sears. I mentioned one thing about Fort Carson, and you appeared out of thin air, like rubbing a lamp. What was that about the fourth ID? Huh?
I can tell you about when I first met him. He just said, hey, have some hot wings. And try not Really? This is what we're doing? Alright.
You're a team player, Griffin. All right, let's up the game. Now, before we do this, it is customary to add a little something extra around here. Why it's called the last dab. You don't have to. You might be judged a little bit, but it's on you. And I recommend you don't go too crazy, but you're welcome to join.
That was a little bit.
Which one was
do it. You can do it.
That was a last.
This one looks smaller.
All right, guys. Cheers.
Here.
I'm not
You
ready.
got this.
I can't do this. No, I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, we can't eat it. Just say we'll enjoy it.
We're on the field. Everyone gets to see it.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty.
All right, Hayden. As the last dab,
Oh no! It hit
liquidates your insides. Oh. What's the hardest thing you've ever done?
I like to think that mentally, the hardest thing I ever done was trying to keep back these tears. It's a sad story, actually. So I might get choked up. There was a couple 12 miles, sir, I think, that honestly pushed me to my limits physically, where my legs had started giving out early. I found out in high school, my body is actually a little lower with 12 than normal. So I get a lot of cramps very easily. And I remember the first time, or the second time I'd ever done a 12 mile, when I was going, both my legs had locked up. It was like mile 6. And I was like, I got 6 more miles, what am I gonna do? Toughed it up, and I finished it out. That would probably be physically. Mentally, I think it's just waking up every day and having a positive attitude. To me, like having that motivation and pushing yourself to be motivated when you don't want to be motivated is probably the hardest thing that I could have possibly done. But I like to think that I'm a better person.
Oh.
We are listening to you. 100.
Sorenna, you are a certified tour guide for the university. What's the coolest fact about Virginia Tech that you know that you think more people should know?
My brain is only thinking about my mouth right now. Huh? There's definitely cool facts. And I'm totally like blanking on my best one right now. Oh, that one's just cute. Holy smokes. Okay, the thing I tell all of my tour people is that the drill field is sunk. Like it's a bowl. Because the Cobra Cadets have done too many push-ups on it. So we pushed it down. That's not true. It is because there's a creek running underneath the drill field. So geographically it pulls it down. But I don't tell them that. So everyone that has had a tour with me has been lied to. Which is fine. Also, if you get married in the chapel, the Hokey Bird will show up, and he will show up in a tux.
That.
And we have half of the acreage of Virginia Tech that we have not used yet. So in the next 50 years, Virginia Tech could be 2 times bigger. Stop! It's hard!
Did you get any of the last down
No.
there?
Oh, I did. I've got 3 brothers.
Yes, sir.
That was not a good idea.
You should have put some chicken in there. What were you
I know!
Oh. Have you guys ever broken anything? Gotten rules changed in the household because you got out of control?
Yes.
I have 2 brothers, and they're both 2 years above me. They're both twins. I think the biggest rule we got changed in the house was, I know, you got the foot. All right, so we had this one room, and they used to play this game called Tactics. And they would take a blanket and they would put it over my head. And then they would take pillows or our football bats, and they would just beat me with it, and I had to run after them. And I thought it was a great time. They thought it was an even better time. But eventually we put a hole in the wall, and then we broke a lamp, and then the final straw, my mom, this is kind of messed up, I'm not gonna lie. This is a parenting moment that I hope never comes across. This is a picture of her parents.
Oh
And we
no!
cracked the glass, and then we all ran away, and then we all waited till our parents got home. And I don't know what we were thinking. So there was no more package, but then we just modified it. We used to play in our room, so our parents would all the important stuff out of our room. I guess that was kind of a rule change. And what was the other part of the question, sir?
That was a great story.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. We were a very physical bunch. Having 2 and then 1, we used to just beat each other up all the time. But on a more serious note, like it's really cool always having my really close friends, but also from a leadership perspective, like mentors who are 2 years above me. And my brother here in the Corps, I didn't mention him because he's on Army, so I don't know if anyone would know him. I know people know him in the Corps, but he's like one of my inspirations, and he's my brother. So every break I get to go home and hang out with him every single day. Here I get to hang out with him once a week. We're really busy, but he's also my brother. And so it's been such a unique opportunity being here in the Corps, and then both we kind of discovered the military together because he joined the Corps a year late, and then I joined the Corps the year after him. We were not from a military family, never talked about the military or anything.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. All right, Griffin. The last question. You're an Army brat who's gotten the opportunity to live in some incredible places. Where are some of the coolest things that you visited in Spain, Korea, all over the United States? Like, what sticks with you? For me, in my earliest memory, I remember just when I was in Alaska. Oh, it's got some heat in the back of my throat. Going to see Denali, beautiful in Alaska. Hawaii. Hawaii's Hawaii. Beautiful beaches, beautiful surf. No, I do not surf. Spain, I could tell you all about Europe. I'll be honest, I love Europe. That's where I hope to go back someday. I lived in Valencia, beautiful town, right on the east coast. Got to see Portugal, love Portugal. Madrid's beautiful. I mean, there's just so much to talk about. I mean, the Berlin Wall in Germany, Berlin, the Colosseum in Rome, put me on the spot. Golly, this is
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's such a cool life.
yeah. It's also a lot harder when there's 2 million skull units in my mouth just dying.
Don't sell yourself short. 2.5.
Sorry, 2.5.
Market for teaching my entire life.
South Korea was really pretty. It was really nice to see that part of Asia. Going to Japan as well. I mean, my football games in high school, we would go to Japan.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was
I'm
awesome.
not doing it.
It was awesome.
No.
And then, going to Thailand, that was awesome. There's just so much to talk about when it comes down to the world of traveling. I also got to see all the cultures.
That's really cool. I think that's one thing I underestimated about international travel. My first experience international was through a core program called Global Scholars, which she did as well. Fantastic program, paid trip to Normandy. For me, favorite trip for her. But even in France, which is a pretty Western nation, I didn't realize how different the people are. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I had never been out of the country before that. You see how sore tongue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite. My funniest experience I had in France was it was about 6th grade, and drove up to France because my dad had a conference to go to up in Germany, so we just decided to drive up.
Just casually.
Yeah, casually deal. And I remember telling my parents, I'm learning French. You know what we're talking about. I know everything. We're good. Sat down at a restaurant, and the menu was completely in French.
Oh,
My
okay.
parents just kept looking at me like, hey, what's this mean? I'm like, I don't know. Hey, what's this mean? I don't know. What's this mean? Oh, that's chicken.
Yep.
Because it looks like pollo in Spanish.
Yep.
So, poulet, pollo, perfect. Hey, what's this? I don't know. We haven't covered it in class yet. Lie, we did. I just didn't know. Couldn't tell my parents that. I had to see.
Had to save face.
No. So then the lady comes up and we're like, "What do you want to eat?" I'm just like, my parents are like, "Are you gonna order for us?" I'm like, "No, I don't know what to do." So luckily she spoke English. Could understand because we just pointed at the menu like this
Oh no.
and butchered French.
Are you going to finish that?
It was a lot of fun. Really funny.
Yeah.
My parents just looked at me like, "We're never testing you in French
Wait,
ever
so
again."
do you know Spanish and French and some Korean, parts of each?
Oh, I don't know any Korean. I don't speak. I know enough to say, "Je ne parle le français," which means I don't speak French. I know also how to say je mange un baguette, because I eat a baguette.
Yep.
I don't know much.
Really important.
But yeah, I am fluent in Spanish.
That's sick. That's really cool.
I didn't learn any Korean. I wanted to, but like after like 2 weeks of being in South Korea and seeing all my friends fail classes in 2 weeks, like go from A's to F's, I was like, I don't think Korean's for me. So I speak Spanish pretty much every day. I practice Spanish every day. So yeah, I'm bilingual.
Any of your teammates speak Spanish? That you can just
Surprisingly enough, yes. One of the offensive linemen on the team, his name's Bob. He
Bob.
speaks Spanish. Bob. Yeah, he speaks Spanish. So he lived in Colombia for 2 years, and so every now and then we'll just speak Spanish. And it's kind of funny because Bob's this giant, like 6'5" offensive lineman. He lives up in Pembroke. It's like, I speak Spanish. It's like, what? Look, you're the last person I expect to speak Spanish.
I hope Bob doesn't watch this. Bob doesn't sound like a very intimidating name.
Oh no!
Bob.
You see him on the field. 6'5".
Bob, if you're watching this, I know you're intimidating everyone. No,
Bob.
Just same face.
Bob's awesome. Bob's awesome. He really helped me adapt to Virginia Tech. He's a great teammate.
Kudos,
Thanks,
Bob.
Bob. Yeah, we
Thanks, Bob.
Shout out to you, Bob.
Bob watches this.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you did it. You climbed the mountains to the top of 2.5 million Scovilles. Well done. This camera, this camera, this camera. Tell the people what you got going on in your life.
Well, I'm about to head home for the summer and spend a lovely summer at home with my siblings and my family. Maybe get a vacation or two, and looking forward to it. And I'm also passing it off to Cadets Hayden here. She's going to do a great job with the battalion. So. Thank you, New River Battalion, for a fantastic semester.
I'm also going home, so I'm heading back to Williamsburg. I'll take a small vacation to, oh my goodness. I'll take a small vacation to Maryland to visit Lee Shane Urban, and then I'll go to advanced camp, which will be the best vacation of them all. So super excited to come back and work with this school again, though. So passing it off.
I'll see you there.
Oh yeah, advanced
At advanced camp, I was like, at Shane Urban's house.
I'll be there all circuit
And this hurt. I'll go home to Haymarket. I've got about 5 weeks to. Well, actually, so my brother's commissioning. Congrats, Alex. I love you, man.
Yeah.
He asked me to be for his first salute, which will be really awesome. We're gonna head home. He's gonna head back here to work at the unit, so we get some bro time. Maybe we're probably gonna go backpacking. And then maybe I've got 2 motorcycles. He rides, but he sold his, so I might have to get him on the second one. Got 5 weeks hang out with my family, a little special someone back home, some animals that I've got, and then maybe a vacation. Head off to advanced camp, 7th Reg, June 30th. Then right after advanced camp, I'm gonna go to a all over the place, Fort Campbell with the 184th EOD Battalion. I will say hi to your sister until August 24th for CTLT. Come back here a week late to serve as major in Sorenna. That's about it.
Griffin, bring us home. First of all, we're not going to talk about he just dumped another one.
You ate another one?
Hayden wasn't done.
He's like biting demons.
Got a lot of respect. Got a lot of respect for that. Not me.
That was for you, Bob.
With great power comes great responsibility.
But that's for you, Bob. So, I'll be once I'm done with finals, I'm going down to Louisiana to go see my girlfriend and a couple of friends. I'll be there for a week, then I come back up here and I start my summer semester, taking some courses. I'm gonna be taking chemistry and advanced anatomy and physiology. In addition to that, I am just gonna be training all summer long, getting ready for the season. First game of the season at Lincoln Stadium against ODU. So it's gonna be great. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Enter Sandman. Got 60,000+ people, screaming "Go Hokies!"
You ever been to Virginia Tech game?
I've never been to a Hokies.
This will be so exciting.
So my first ever game in Lincoln Stadium would be me running in here.
Nice. That's awesome.
That is
I'm
going to
really
be so
looking forward to
cool.
it.
Well, we will see you there, Griffin. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing it. Well done, everyone. Great job. River Forge.
River
Round of
Forge.
applause for yourself.
Gotta go harder.